Imagine being attacked for simply doing your job and then accused of dragging your personal life into politics. By the end of this video, you will see why Government Senator Dr. Saphire Longmore had to publicly light up the opposition PNP. And trust me, the fallout is messy. Now we're not talking footballer. So listen to these audio clips from Senator Dr. Saphire Longmore.
As I reflected on this bill, there is no question that the leadership of our country impacts on our children. And so when I brought this image of the opposition leader with a man in chains on the screen, and I decided not to do it again today because it defiles our parliament. This image, Mr. President, is an image of leadership that our children should never be exposed to, in my opinion. For someone who is seeking to impart the standards and reflect the standards of our country that our children are exposed to, in my mind, this should never be a possibility. And what did the opposition do in response to me raising this? They attacked me personally. They dug up and reflected on my divorce and reflected that I am a bitter woman because I am divorced from my white husband. How very low and chauvinistic. It would never happen to a man. It would never happen to a man. And I sat silently and I watched. I have 2 children. My son, when that image came up, broke down in here. And they attack my personal life in response to me doing my civic duty, my duty in this house to relate this standard for our people and my concerns that someone would choose to do that who is seeking to lead our country. I'm doing my job, which is what we're hoping to do with this bill, to ensure the standards for our children. Senator Crawford.
Now, Uno say women are equal to men, right? Women can do anything where a man can do, right? Now that Uno champion. So now when them are hungry and deal with you like how they would deal with one man, why are you complaining? This I wanna fight for, you know, equality. So let me get this straight, Zin. She clot the PNP first, and when them retaliate and clot her back, she run out and start ball. Me not understand. Make that make sense. Ladies, this is how I want to know. Understand. And listen me carefully. Dr. Saphire Longmore, along with all of the other females them were in a politics, they are in a male-dominated space. A space that was created by men for men. Women coming into the workplace and into male-dominated spaces is a recent phenomenon. It just started happening over the last 60 years now. So how man used to treat man when I did be a man in there, that not change. No blows or no punches will be held back. You go get a full punch verbally. Nothing off limit. Them all clatter and tell her say, oi, I chew you bitter and single and lonely, and your white husband who you did married to left you. I mean, I know what she a criticize. Me think she's been a hypocrite because she did married to a white man. And that says a lot about how you feel about the black race. What I mean by that is, if you did actually love or care about black people like how you talk, you'd marry one black man. You'd want your kids to look black, but that is not the case. So who you choose to marry as a black woman cause you know white says a lot about how you feel about black men and black people. That's all me I say. And you say your son break down in a parliament. Well, if your son after your ex-white husband, then your son are go come out light-skinned with curly pretty hair and them thing there. So he not go face or go through one black person or go through. He will never understand the black struggle. Remember, you chose a white man to marry to, you know, and possibly copulate with this man to create children when a black. so they no face and feel the black struggle. So now you come out and speaky spokey. I try manipulate the situation and I play a victim. When you first clot the man them, and when they clot your back, you have an issue. As she manipulate and gaslight the situation, into more than what it is. Let's just be fair and balance and call out hypocrisy and call a spade a spade. Make one woman over the JLP side where one black woman were married to one black man, as she should have criticize Marky G, not a woman who did married to a white man. And the 2 kids what she have, I don't know if those 2 children was for the white man what she did marry to. But the bawling and the crying is unnecessary. And why is she bringing this up at this point? That not from last year. So now she come out and a ball and I say, oh, chauvinistic, chauvinism. The only word we left for she say was, oh, they're misogynist. Cause that a new word now where women weaponize against man now when you speak up. Y'all wanted to be in male-dominated spaces. Y'all fight for equality. So now accept the equal treatment. You're not supposed to get no special treatment. You wanted equality, right? Now you have it. So they might treat you equal just like how they wanna treat a man. So we're balling for. I balling, me can't take me can't take you balling. Oh, so I never equal rights I did want. I did want equal outcome, independent of equal treatment. Almost that, but definitely the PMP blundered with that skit there. I think they should have make somebody like a Dayton Campbell, who black, free the black man. Yes, Marky G being a Bakra looking man, that never did all turn out well. The JLP did all exploit that to the full extent. Now, we get the picture and understand, say, that represents the oppression where the Labour Party did have the Rasta them under during the time of Bustamante. So when we say that oppression, them a reference. It just never got the way how they did want it to go. You see me, and the JLP did capitalize, rightfully so. Because if you make a mistake, you are going to trouble with the opposition. As a politics player. So picture this. Dr. Saphire Longmore, psychiatrist, former beauty queen, government senator, taking the floor in parliament during the Jamaica Teaching Council Bill debate, right? But instead of just sticking to education policy, she had to address something personal, very personal, because lurking beneath the surface wasn't just a policy debate. It was a battle of respect, dignity, and dirty politics. Here's the backstory you won't hear on the evening news. Last year, during the State of the Nation debate, Dr. Longmore publicly questioned opposition leader Mark Golding's judgment. She called out a very questionable PNP skit. Mark Golding standing tall, holding a chain around a black dreadlocks man's neck. Yeah, let that image sink in for a second. The PNP said it was about liberation, but Dr. Longmore and many Jamaicans saw a PR disaster that raised serious questions about Golding's leadership instincts. Fast forward to today, after daring to question the opposition leader's optics, Dr. Longmore claims she was subjected to a wave of chauvinistic attacks, insults slung not just at her politics but her personal life, including her divorce. Because apparently in Jamaica 2025, a woman voicing concerns means she's bitter, and instead of backing down, Dr. Longmore doubled down, linking the bad judgment she saw at the PNP event to the professional standards needed in Jamaica's education sector through the Teaching Council Bill. In her words, if we want teachers to uphold the highest standards, shouldn't we expect the same from our leaders? Boom, mic drop. But what happened next will leave you shaking your head, because the PNP's response, it wasn't exactly the apology tour you might expect. instead of addressing the legitimate concerns. Certain factions within the PNP allegedly tried to discredit Dr. Longmore, painting her as emotional and unstable. A classic move straight out of the Political Gaslighting 101 handbook. Meanwhile, the real issue, questions about leadership standards, got conveniently shoved under the rug. So what's the takeaway here? Whether you bleed green, orange, or just tired of the whole system gray, we deserve leaders who are accountable, self-aware, and willing to admit when they mess up. Instead, what we're getting is personal attacks over professional criticism. And if this is how opposition leadership handles simple feedback, imagine what would happen if they actually had power. Yikes! Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Dr. Longmore criticized Mark Golding for a poorly executed PNP skit. She faced chauvinistic personal attacks instead of meaningful dialogue. She connected leadership judgment to professional standards needed in teaching. The PNP sidestepped the real issues with character attacks. Bigger question, are Jamaica's political leaders living up to the standards they demand of others? If you found this breakdown interesting, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss when we dive deeper into Jamaica's political circus. Trust me, next episode we'll reveal the shocking twists you won't believe about the next political scandal brewing behind the scenes. Catch you next time.